So how does an artist exactly work with big brands? And more importantly, how does a creator with a relatively small following like me work with brands like Google, Starbucks, Anthropologie, LaCroix, and more? Well, let me share all of the things that I've learned over the years inside of this video.
You know, Twitch, we have some time left, so I thought we could tell everyone about my Summer Be Kind box.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'm Diana, and I'm a watercolor artist, illustrator, and a content creator. And just like the title says, I'm going to be sharing all of the things that I've learned while working with big brands over the past few years. I'm going to be sharing some examples, real life examples, on how you can pitch your services so that you can work with your dream brand. And at the end, I'll share how you can get discovered by these big brands, so make sure you stick around to the end of this video. By the way, some of these projects have been physical, tangible products, while some have been digital deliverables, which means that I just sent them off via email or online. So if you are like, I'm not in an area where I'm near big brands or have opportunities to do so, don't worry, because you can definitely do it all online as well. So first things first, live activations. If you watched my previous video, I talk about this a little bit more, but I've been able to work with really amazing brands like Google, LaCroix, Givenchy, Alaska Airlines, and so much more through live activations. Now, this one is one of those things where it might be helpful to live in an area that's close to a big city or where they have events, because you're gonna have to be there to show up and offer an in-person service, whether that be live painting, lettering, engraving, or whatever else that you can provide value for this company. You're gonna be doing this at their event live. I remember my first experience for live art was for a brand called Janie and Jack, and basically what they were doing was promoting their new collection for their swimsuit launch in the summer. And so they invited a bunch of celebrities and influencers to come at this event where they had press so that they can really push for their new collection. And they wanted to give a special takeaway for all of their guests for attending. So they actually invited me to paint portraits live at this event. For this type of project, you definitely want to practice by going out there and painting live, being comfortable with being seen, being comfortable with your process being seen by other people. And of course, working under pressure is a skill that you may not have in the beginning, but you will eventually learn as you practice it. But it's such a great opportunity right now for artists to go out there and do live activations, because so many big brands are looking for this. The second type of way that you can work with big brands is through commissioned artwork. A recent project that I did was for Be Kind by Ellen, and it was actually shown on Ellen's show, which was really cool. But basically, I designed the cover of her subscription box that goes out quarterly. For the summer 2022 box, I had the opportunity to design the cover of it, and it was just really, really cool. So you could do something like that. Or I've also designed the cover of a book by an artist. She's a poet, and she wanted to use actually one of my old artworks on the cover of her book. And that was actually really great because it required no new efforts on my end. It was not a new painting or a custom painting, but something that I had in my archives. So you can do that or create something brand new for a commission project. The third way that you can partner with a big brand is through content creation. Now, a lot of people think influencer or lifestyle when they think of content creation, but you can definitely do this as an artist as well. I have an example where I did one of each under one brand, and that partnership was through Starbucks. They were launching a holiday blend for their winter launch. So they asked me to create a piece of content for them so they can use to promote this new coffee launch. So that was more lifestyle because it involved me and my family. And then in the following spring, they reached out to me for their new spring collection launch. And that's when I got to do a little fun painting for them where it was spring themed, which matched the cover of their spring blend of their packaging. So that was really cool. So you can definitely create content as an artist as well. I also know a ton of artists out there everywhere, ranging from lettering to paper flowers to iPad art, all the things. I've seen so many brands partner with specifically artists on content creating as well. So definitely go out there and pitch to companies for content creating through your artwork. Next, we have teaching. Teaching is a great way to already utilize the following that you probably have. If you are a freelance artist, you probably have people who are your clients, want to buy artwork from you, but also people who want to learn from you. So you already have a following that are willing to learn this new skill set from you. So you can definitely partner with a big brand to make that happen. For me, I partnered with Michaels, which is already known for their art supplies, their creativity, and their DIY culture that is just integrated into their brand. So it was a perfect fit. I taught an online workshop, which was really cool because it was not limited to a specific region or specific country. And that was really exciting. And so I got to teach a live workshop for Michaels. And that was a really cool way to partner with a brand that I absolutely love while reaching thousands of people across the globe. I'm not gonna lie, I was definitely sweating, but it was such a great experience. You can also do in-person workshops with big brands as well. I know that I've walked into West Elm and pitched the workshop idea to them and asked them, hey, I'm sure you'll have a lot more foot traffic if you host a workshop during the holidays for maybe gift tags or, you know, whatever thing is going on that will bring foot traffic into their store. They were down for it. And of course, you know, you want to go months in advance so that you can get into their calendar. You don't want to assume that you just walk in. And you also don't want to assume that you'll walk in and ask once and get it after that time. You might have to go visit them again and again, and make sure you ask the contact information for their events manager, because that is the person who is handling the events. Going along with the theme of in-person, you can also be a part of pop-up shops. This would be really great if you are trying to reach out to your local shops or customers in your area. This is a really great way to get in front of those people and showcase your work through pop-up shops. At a previous job, I was working at a brick and mortar shop, and one of the customers that walked in happened to work at Madewell, and she was one of the event coordinators slash manager at a local Madewell, and I just had to stay in touch with her because I loved Madewell. So we exchanged contact information and just stayed in touch through social media. A few months later, I quit that job to pursue my art full time, and that's when we connected again, and I was a part of their pop-up shops, I believe 3 times. So that's one way that you can also work with a big brand. And then last but not least is licensing. Licensing is such a hot word right now for artists because you basically make the artwork once. You can partner with a company to produce this design on their product, on their physical product typically, and license your artwork that way, which is so cool. So this is something that I've done recently. I've worked with a brand called Sincerely Capri, where I drew some floral illustrations that they engraved onto their necklace, and I get a certain percentage off the commissioned sales. So that's it. That's all of the different ways that you can work with big brands, but how do you attract them in the first place? So I'm gonna give you 3 tips that I've done personally, and I'm doing again and again and again to attract these big brands and get in their radar. First things first, put your work out there. I feel like I need to say this again and again and again because creatives, we get stuck on our idea, or we have imposter syndrome, or we want things to be perfect and things are not good enough. So I totally get you, but in order to be discovered, you need to be discoverable. How I started to share my artwork in 2013 was I created a Tumblr. Tumblr was where I posted my artwork anonymously so that no one knew who was posting the artwork. Then I started to post on Etsy, which was a public platform where I actually could get paid for it. Then I started an Instagram page. Then I started a Pinterest page. Now I have this YouTube. So it definitely takes practice, but put your artwork out there. That is super important because if you don't put it out there, no one's gonna see it and you won't be able to partner with your dream brand. So just put your artwork out there, even if it means it's not perfect, if it's not finished, just post something today. Strategy number 2 is to reach out to them. Like I mentioned earlier, I walked into West Elm and I asked them for the contact information for their events coordinator so that I can pitch my workshop idea and follow up with them. You want to send them an email and say, hey, what did you think about my idea? And also have a second idea or even a third idea to pitch to them if the first idea maybe wasn't interesting to them. So you never know what can happen until you reach out to them. And finally, what is the difference between an artist who gets a job and doesn't get the job? Think about it. There are so many talented artists out there. And while your skill set and your talent is important, I would argue that something as equally as important are going to be your relationships. The relationships that you build will help you get further into the industry, will help you get jobs and meet other people that are like-minded. So I think relationships are a huge part of owning a creative business. So an easy way to do this is by staying in touch with your previous coworkers as well as current clients of yours. You want to not just finish the job and be like, all right, bye. You want to maintain a relationship with them and treat them like people. Like, this is a real person behind this big company or this big account. And after this event is over, follow up with them, maintain a relationship with them, follow them on Instagram, vice versa, so you can keep in contact with them. And also even let them know, hey, I loved working with you. I would love to work with you again. So if you can attend a conference that is for your niche or something that you want to grow in, then definitely attend and keep those contacts, build those relationships, because you can always help each other. Relationships are just really important, and it's a huge way to also attract big brands as well. Well, that was all. Thank you for bearing with me as the sun went in and out. It's a cloudy day, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that this helped inspire you to go after the things that you want. Don't feel like you are a small artist reaching out to a big brand, because these big brands need your creativity, okay? You are not too small. You can do this. Go out there. I believe in you. And if you have any questions on how I can help you along the way, then please leave a comment down below with a question. And please give this video a thumbs up if you like this content, and make sure to subscribe so that we can stay in touch and all things. All right, thank you guys. I'll see you later.